Hello everyone, let us solve another very good puzzle and we'll be using equations over here. The question is, a man has 4 children, the eldest is 16 years old and the difference between the ages of children who are born consecutively is 2 years. So that means the eldest is 16 years old, just after that the child will be 14 years old, then the next one will be 12 years old and the youngest one will be 10 years old. The man wants to divide his total deposits equally among his children. However, he has planned to give each one of them their share when they become adults, that means when they attain the age of 18 years. One day the man met a moneylender who had a scheme. The scheme was that if the man deposited a certain sum with the moneylender, he would get double the amount in 2 years. The man was interested and decided to invest in the scheme. Assume that his children and his wife do not know about the scheme. So basically there's a man who has 4 children. He's deciding to divide his deposit equally among 4 children and the money will be given to them only when they become 18 years old. Now the man is also investing in a scheme which is doubling his amount in every 2 years. So let us check the questions. First one is, if the man has 75 lakhs initially, what is the maximum amount in thousands he can give to each of his children? So let's go to the next slide. We'll need some space to solve the question. So initially he has 75 lakhs. What is the maximum amount in thousands he can give to each of his children? Now we know that he is giving equal money to each and every child. So let us assume that initially he was having X rupees or X lakh. Then what he is giving to each and every child, let it be Y rupees. So at present his eldest son, he is 16 years old. After 2 years, whatever money he initially had, it will become 2x, and now this eldest son, he will also become 18 years old. So now it's time to give Y money, that means Y rupees, to this eldest child. So he was having 2x at the moment, he will give away Y, so remaining will be 2x minus Y with him. Let me also write down the ages of children initially. So 16, then between consecutively born children there's a gap of 2 years, so 14, then next child will be 12 years old, then 10 years old. So now the eldest child is gone, he has taken away his money. This is the amount that is left with the man. He'll again invest this money. So after 2 years, what will happen? This money will become twice of it. So 2 times of 2x minus y will be 4x minus 2y. This will be the money after 2 years, and after next 2 years what will happen? See, initially this child was 16 years old. When he became 18 years old, his money was given. During the same 2 years, this 14-year child became 16 years old, this 12-year-old child became 14 years old, and this 10-year-old child became 12 years old. Now after another 2 years, this 16-year-old child will become 18 years old. So now it's time to give away his share of money. So from this 4x minus 2y that the man has after 2 years, he will give away y rupees again, because he is giving y rupees to each and every child. So after giving away y, 4x minus 2y minus y, he will be left with 4x minus 3y. So now he has given away the share of money to second child as well. In the same 2 years, this 14-year-old child became 16 years old, this 12-year-old child became 14 years old. Now it's time to give money to the third child, which is 16 years old. So what will happen after another 2 years? After another 2 years, whatever money he was left with, that was 4x minus 3y, it will be doubled. So 2 times 4x minus 3y will be 8x minus 6y, and from this money he will now give y rupees to this third child who has just become 18 years old. So if we subtract y from 8x minus 6y, he will be left with, so money left will be 8x minus 6y minus y, it will become 8x minus 7y. So this is the money he is left with now. He has given away y rupees to his third child as well. So now in the same 2 years, this 14-year-old child became 16 years old. Now at last, this child, the last child, he will be given his share of money. So he will be given his money after another 2 years when he will become 18 years. So in another 2 years, this 8x minus 7y, this will also double. So when it doubles, it will become 2 times 8x minus 7y, which will give us 16x minus 14y. So this is the money he is having now, and from this he will be giving away y rupees to his last child. So when we deduct y from it, so 16x minus 14y minus y. So as soon as he distributes all his money, he will be left with 0 rupees now, because he has given up all the money to all his children. So now he'll be left with 0 rupees. So that means after giving y rupees to his last child, he will be left with 0 rupees. So we get 16x equal to 15y. This is the equation that we get at last. Now the question says that if the man has 75 lakhs initially, what is the maximum amount in thousand he can give to each of his children? So we have to find out the value of y. We have been given the value of x as 75, and we have to find out the answer in thousands. So we'll put x equal to 75. So when we put x equal to 75, we'll be getting y equal to 80. That means 80 lakhs. This will be the money given to each and every child. So now we have to express 80 lakhs into 1000. So 80 lakhs is nothing but 80 into 10 to the power 5. When we express it in thousands, we'll be keeping 10 to the power 3 separate, because 10 to the power 3 is 1000. We'll be getting 8,000. So 8,000 thousands. In thousands, 80 lakh means 8,000 thousands. So 8,000 will be the correct answer to this question. Let's solve the next question now. We'll be using the same equation again if we need it. 16x equal to 15y. So the second question is, if the man would be able to give 48 lakhs to each of his children. So what was the money that he was giving to each and every child? It was y. So now the value of y is 48. What is the minimum amount in lakhs with the man initially? So now we want to find out the value of x, because x was the amount he was having initially. So 16x equal to 15y. This was the equation that we were using. Now we want the answer in lakhs. So now the value of y is 48. We'll be having 16x equal to 15 into 48. X will be equal to 45 lakh. So 45 lakh will be the answer to this question, option B. Let's solve the next question now. Third one is, all the children came to know about this scheme, so they decided to invest the amount that they would receive from their father to maximize the amount. When the fourth child will receive his share of money, the total money with all of them combined would be 240 lakhs. What is the minimum initial amount with the man? Now we know that every child was getting y rupees. When the first child is getting his money, see, earlier he was 16 years old and the others were 14, 12 and 10 years old. We also know the equation that we were getting initially. It was 16x equal to 15y. So now we also know that the children are also investing their money. So when this 16-year-old child, he'll become 18, he'll be getting his money. This 14 would become 16 at this time, 12 would become 14, 10 would become 12. Then 2 years later, this 16 will be becoming 18, he'll be getting his money. 14 would become 16, 12 would become 14. Then after 2 years, this 16 would become 18, get his money. 14 would become 16. At last, after 2 years, the 16 would become 18. So he'll be getting his money as well. So at this point of time, the first child will be getting his money. He'll be getting y rupees. So if this first child invests his money y rupees, after 2 years it would become 2y. After another 2 years it would become 4y. And at last, when the last child is getting his money, it would become 8y. So the eldest child's money, it becomes 8y rupees. Similarly, if we check the money that this second child is having at last, so he was getting y rupees over here. After 2 years, his money would become 2y, and after 2 years, his money would become 4y. So now this second child, he'll be having 4y at last. This third child, he'll be getting y rupees over here. He's just having 2 years to invest his money. So after 2 years, he would be getting 2y rupees. So now this third child will get 2y rupees. And this child, the last child, he'll directly be getting y rupees. He will not be investing his money. So his money would be y only. So the sum of money that these children are having at last, it is 240 lakhs. So we'll be getting 8, 4, 12, 12, 3, 15, 15y equal to 240. We'll be getting the value of y equal to 16. If y is equal to 16, then putting it in this equation, x would be equal to 15. And x was the sum that the man was having initially. So option A would be the correct answer to this question. Let's solve the last question now. Last question is, if it is known that the man has 25 lakhs initially, so this will be x, and he keeps 40% with him. So 40% of 25 is 10 lakh, and divides the rest amount. That means rest money is 15 lakh, because out of 25 we remove 10 lakh, so 15 lakh will be remaining now. His children in the way explained earlier. So he's again dividing the money in the way explained earlier. What could be the maximum difference in thousand between the amount with the man and the amount received by all his children combined at the time when the youngest child gets his share? So we know the equation that we were having initially, 16x equal to 15y. So initially the man was having 25 lakhs, but he's only giving 15 lakhs to his children. So now the value of x will be 15, because that is the sum that he will initially have, that is going to be divided. So value of x will be equal to 15 now. So when we put x equal to 15, we'll be getting y equal to 16. So that means every child is getting y rupees, that means 16 lakh. So 4 children will be getting 16 lakh. Total money with all the children, it will be 16 into 4, 64 lakhs. I hope this much is understood. And this man, he kept 10 lakh for himself, so he is also investing that money. Now we know that at this moment of time when he was having 10 lakh rupees, the ages of his children were 16, 14, then 12 and 10 years. So after 2 years, when this child becomes 18, first child becomes 18, he'll be having 20 lakh rupees. Now he is not giving anything out of this 20 lakh he is having to his children, because he has already given 15 lakh for them to be divided. Then after another 2 years, when this child becomes 18 years, his money would become 40 lakh, because it is doubling every 2 years. Then after that, this third child will be getting some money when he'll become 18 years old. So now his money after 2 years would become 80 lakh. And at last, this last child, he'll also be becoming 18 years old. He'll be getting his money, and during these 2 years, last 2 years, his money would become 160 lakh. So the man is having 160 lakh at last, and all his children are having 64 lakh at last. We need to find out the difference between the amount with the man and the amount received by all his children when the youngest child gets his share. So difference will be 160 minus 64, which gives me 96 lakhs. But we want the answer in thousands. So for 1000, we'll keep 10 to the power 3 aside. Lakh is 10 to the power 5, so we'll multiply 10 to the power 2. So we'll write 9600 into 10 to the power 3. So that means 9600, 1000 will be the difference between the money they are having at last. So option A will be the correct answer. So it was all about making the equations and just putting the values. I hope the solution was clear to you. If there's a doubt, please ask again. Thank you.